Hey, what's up, North County? Welcome to the Morning Brew. It is Tuesday, February 24th, and we have a special Morning Brew here today. We got Eric is on vacation, so we're improvising here, and we've got Joey Snyder, 1776 Roofing and Gutters.
Well, good morning.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And
Absolutely.
we're gonna kind of merge a little bit of news with what you
I heard
got
it's
going
switching
on.
up a little bit. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, but the first thing in the news we have Mexico is under fire. So travelers in Mexico are getting different itineraries from their boats, in lockdown because of the cartel, because of the killing of a notorious cartel leader. So pretty crazy stuff. You go to Mexico a lot, right?
That's what it's about. Not a lot. We used to. We used to go all the time. Once we had kids, we haven't gone back for obvious reasons. But speaking of, but yeah, no, we love Mexico. Mexico is so fun. It's anytime you get out of the country and things are a little bit different, it's always fun. But that's first of all, I'm glad to be here this morning because
Yeah.
I've been so busy lately. I don't know anything. I don't know anything going on in the world. I haven't turned on the news or heard anything yet, so I'm excited to get
Good thing you didn't
informed.
go to Mexico.
Good thing we didn't go to Mexico, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a confusing situation right there. I heard about it really quick, I don't know, yesterday, the day before, something like that. But it's it's a little different over there. But they feed off those tourist areas. That's their bread and
Right.
butter. So why mess with that? I
know.
figure there's probably other ways. Maybe there's more into it. Who knows?
Well, see, that's the biggest thing is the tourists.
That's
So,
what brings in all the money.
Right? Exactly. And so they usually don't screw with them because, literally last year, this exact time we were in Cancun for my daughter's wedding, and I was literally terrified. I was like, everybody's like, if you stay on the resort, you're fine. You go out of the resort,
Yep.
wander off, then you have some problems.
Yeah.
But stay on the resort, you're good to go. So I'm like, okay, but now it's like the gloves are off.
I tell people all the time when you go down there, it's full true stories. Stay in the tourist areas. Do not go out very much unless you have a big crowd, like during the weeks. One of my favorite stories from there is we were going to San Felipe, so we went way down I forgot that one city, all the way down. Then we cut all the way across, and we're going to San Felipe. And right in the middle, after like 2 hours of nothing, there's just this like 50-mile stretch with just bone dry desert. And then there's this huge army, the M16s and the whole works. There was like 20 guys, and obviously we thought that was it. It was cartel, that was it. The scariest thing in our lives. And they didn't speak any English, none whatsoever. So when they stopped the car, we
Were
had
you by yourself?
no, it was four people. It was me, Rhiannon, and then another couple. And they pull us both out, or they pull us all out, sat us down, like you're all in trouble, man, it was like sat down, you have to sit. We're just sitting on the road,
Oh my gosh,
And there's like
dude.
one car every half an hour. And in fact, there was not another car that came by for like the whole 30, 40 minutes. They stripped the whole entire, we were in a Jeep at that time, Jeep Cherokee. They stripped the whole entire thing and went through every single bag of clothes, every single everything.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, we didn't literally have anything on us. We were all good kids, this was a while ago. And then they put us back in there and then sent us on our way, and we're all just shaking for hours, just driving. We're like, we're never going to Mexico again.
Right?
And that's why
Oh
I'm
my
like, man,
gosh.
if I'm going somewhere else, I'm flying in or getting off a cruise ship or something like that. But that's why I'm like, oh, dude, stay in
don't
your
move.
lanes.
My goodness. So,
Yeah.
Joey, tell me about 1776. So we just came out of, well, we didn't, we're still kind of in it, I hope. But, this winter, I mean, we had some wicked rain, wicked winds. I mean, tell me about 1776 and what you do.
Yeah, because speaking of the winters, it's so important to keep up on your roofs and gutters. Have those. Most companies are going to do free estimates, so get them checked out every 5 years, right? Usually need a little bit of cheap maintenance, every 10 years or so, especially on your seals. 1776. So I used to be an old roofer, got into gutters for a long time. Came back into the roofing because of the hydration part. Why I love refurbishing things. So why throw something away, especially something as good as expensive as a roof, when you can just extend it? And it helps a lot of people too at the same time, because when you're at the end of the life, people call it a Band-Aid. It is a Band-Aid. That's what it's for too as well. It's a preservative, so it extends it at any point in time of your roof once it starts dehydrating, but it's also a Band-Aid at the end. So if you can't afford a roof and it's not the right time for you, we can come in, do a couple repairs here, put new seals on it. Let's say a tree was causing some damage from rubbing, or some wind took off some shingles. We can patch all that stuff up, rehydrate your shingles, and get you that extra 5, maybe 8 years or something in there. And then at that point in time, that it's time for a roof. So that lets people, be like, hey, I do have this big expense coming. Let's go ahead and, knock this off, put a Band-Aid on it for a little bit, and it's prepared. We're there. It's under warranty. So if anything happens, we're there. But, we don't touch anything if we think there's any chance that we're going to have to come out and do repairs. So it's not one of those things. So, so 1776. After that, we're repairing everybody's gutters. I mean, I love gutters. They're simple. They're sticks of aluminum,
But
right?
hold on, Joey, real quick. Back to the roofing. So you're talking about the old shingles that's, now you see, tile, you see some other, makeup, whatever on the roofing.
Yep.
But the tile, the asphalt,
shingles, yeah.
with like
Tar and gravel. It's got tar,
gravel.
asphalt, and then the gravel is called shingle grit.
And so, those have been forever. And you have all these homes. I mean, we live in the North County. You got, you see them all over the place. So now, because typically it says, your shingles are about 15 years. Is it 15 to 20 years, right? Is kind of your life
For how long they last?
expectancy.
Yeah.
Right.
On a 30-year shingle, it's rare to get too much more than 15 years out of a 30-year shingle. And I know everybody says, well, I've got a 30-year shingle. I talk to people, I don't need to do any repairs right now. I'm 15 years in on a 30-year shingle, and it's like, it's hard. You don't want to argue with them, but it's hard to tell them, like, that's towards the end of its life, without TLC. You definitely need new seals by now, and you definitely need some hydrations on there. And then you want to keep an eye on it once they get that old, right? So the tar strips that hold the shingles together, once those get dry, old, and brittle, and that's what the hydration does, it reactivates that, they get loose, and then the wind pulls it up and rips it off, and, now you got water going in.
So you're able to, say, take that 15-year roofing customer,
Yep.
and they're looking at I don't even know what it would cost to, say $15,000, $20,000 to redo the roof.
Yeah.
You're able to go in there and spray on something to get some more life out of it, is correct?
Correct. Yeah, so it's actually a soy methyl ester. So it's basically soybean oil broken down. So they take out anything that's going to stink, anything that's going to give it color or looks, anything that's going to allow it to grow mold, algae, all that kind of stuff down the road. And they bring it down to the pure hydration portion of it, which is the pure oil. And so it absorbs through the shingle and it reactivates all that tar. So think of think about an asphalt road, right? They put them in, they're beautiful, they work great. And then over time, they dehydrate. So all the petrochemicals gas out of them, right? Once that happens and it starts falling apart, it gets dry, old, and brittle, starts cracking and falling
When
apart,
the rocks
right?
start coming
Yeah,
to the
and then
top.
that road's done. You can fill in the cracks and all that kind of stuff, but it's only a matter of time, right? A road is too thick to rehydrate, right? You can't penetrate it enough, where a shingle is perfect. It penetrates right through it. So we can go do all the tune-up, do all the roofing stuff, and get that roof up to par, and then hydrate it. And when we spray it on there, it looks like milk. It's all pure white. And it soaks through the shingle and reactivates everything. And so basically the most important part about a roof is the shingle grit, that's the sand on top. It prevents the UV rays from kicking its butt, right, from just destroying it. And so once it gets dry and brittle, you put the hydration on there, absorbs through, and then it brings back the flexibility in that shingle, so that way it can hold onto the shingle grit. It's not going to stop it. Nothing stops it. From the day you put the roof on, the shingle grit's always going to fall off depending on rain, temperature changes, all that kind of stuff. But it really puts a hold on it and kind of reverts the aging process to it. And so instead of it just shedding off in the next couple of years and then having the sun destroy it, it'll hold on to what it's got and prevent any more damage happening from it.
What's the timing on something like that? So if somebody were to come in and you were to do that, is it like a one-day can you do it all in one day?
Yeah. So if it's let's say we're coming into a 3,000 square foot house and we've got to replace 4 shingles, repair some ridge caps, put all brand new seals on it. We paint everything too. So every protrusion coming through the roof gets a brand spanking new seal, and then we're going to paint everything to make it look a lot nicer too as well. We can do 2 of those houses a day.
Mean
so
you're
it's about
painting the
4
shingles?
hours. All your vents, so you're flashing your
Okay,
vents.
okay.
If you actually look around, which no one's doing, but if you look around, the plumbing coming out, all that kind of stuff, they were once painted, to look really nice, and now they're all multicolored as the paint is faded and they look really hideous and stuff. Once you paint that, that's like the number one thing people say, is they look at me and go, oh, it looks beautiful. They're talking about all the vents being painted and how good it looks. So it's just a little extra touch that we put on there to make everything, look nicer. But yeah, we can knock out 3,000 square foot houses in a day. It takes about 4 hours per day. We can be in and out of there in an hour and a half, 2 hours easy, as long as it's preventative. So a lot of people, especially in real estate, commercial, all this kind of stuff, they know the preventative needs of their roofs now. We do a lot of education, and it's just out there. Roof Max has been around for a long time now. And so we're doing a lot of preventative stuff, which means there's no signs of aging. There's no damage to the roof, but they know they want to stretch that roof as long as possible, and they don't want it to dry out and be forced to put a new roof on it. And so they call us so we can actually do the sprays and keep that roof hydrated. As long as that roof's hydrated, it can protect from that UV rays and keep all your shingle grit on there. So this isn't something just for the end of your roof. It's actually more for preventative to keep these roofs, going.
Like during your period.
However, most people wait until it's too late and then use it as a Band-Aid towards the end, which it works perfectly fine, and it serves its purpose for that as well too. But as far as that, yeah, if it's just that and we don't have a lot of repairs, we can be in and out of there hour and a half, 2 hours.
What do you recommend for customers to have those checkups? Like 10 years? I mean, what's your recommendation for, does it cost you, does it cost them to come up and, hey, you guys are good to go, thanks,
Yeah.
have a great day?
And I love it. I'm a people person. So I love coming out and meeting everybody and talking to everybody. And my favorite thing to do, I mean, it's horrible when you tell them you have to have a roof or this or that, but I love going out there and saying, hey, dude, your roof's perfect. Everything's perfect. Your gutters are working perfect. I found no problems. You're good to go. I want another checkup in 5 years, so I'll schedule you for 5 years to come out and do another checkup. Or if I think, hey, something's getting close here, I'll put you on a 2 or 3 years, something like that. It's all free, and I schedule it, and then we'll just call and say, hey, it's time for your checkup. It's another free evaluation, I love that stuff. But as far as checkups, yeah, every 5 years, every single person should have their roof and gutters checked on. Why? No one's up there. No one's getting on the roof. No one's looking around. And so, have a professional come out and take a look at it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but preventative maintenance is insane when it comes to something as costly as an average $30,000 roof. And same thing as your gutters. When the seals go out, you got to replace your seals every 10 to 15 years, depending on the materials used for those seals. And everybody waits. So it's like, oh, I got a little drip in my gutter. Who cares, right? Well, it's important because it's going out of the back of the gutter and it's getting caught between the gutter and the fascia board, and it's rotting out your fascia boards. So unfortunately, when people say, oh, it's getting really bad, and now I see dry rot, so it's like, oh, man. If you get an inspection every 5 years, you're going to catch all that stuff. So we can come out, we can catch all the leaky corners. And if it's time where you have a corner leaking, let's just seal them all. It's cheap. You're probably looking on an average house, $300 to $400 to $500, somewhere like that, to put brand new seals in that gutter system. Again, they're sticks of aluminum, right? They're not going anywhere. You just make sure all your hangers, which are your supports, are strong, and put new seals in it every, 10, 15 years, and you never have to worry about, thousands and thousands of dollars of removing your gutter, putting new gutters up, replacing your fascia boards, and all that damage that comes with it.
Awesome. Well, Joey, let's take a break. We got to take a commercial break, but we'll get back with more roofing and gutters,
all right,
and a little bit more news on the Morning Brew. We'll be right back.
Yep, that's me. It didn't start this way. Most problems don't. They start with things you notice, but put off. You make a few small decisions. By the time everyone else notices, it's usually too late to call the right people. Experience matters. Call 1776 Roofing for gutters and filters done right.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. We are Tuesday morning, and we're sitting here chatting with Joey Schneider with 1776 Roofing and Gutters. But we've got some weather news here for you guys to look forward to. So we are including expected mostly dry skies for the rest of the week, mild temperatures, and do not have any more rain in the forecast, at least for this week. This could all change very quickly, Joey. right? I mean, we live in the North
It
County.
changes daily. I swear.
Right? We weren't even supposed to get that much rain that we
No,
got.
no.
So, but
It's a blessing for the lakes. I mean, I'm excited about that for sure. But we've got enough now. No, I never want to say we got enough after the droughts we went through.
yeah, you know what? I wish we found out, I found out because I know we got at least there were some places that got like 6 inches
Yeah.
of rain just between Wednesday and Thursday last week.
That was an excellent rain. I mean, we haven't had a rain like that for a while, and then we had the one little system that came through with a wind, you know. But we haven't had those for a while. That hard amount of rain, it was good. I mean, it's still flowing through my neighbor's yards, right through our
I mean,
yard.
look at the
It's
river.
just saturated out of the land, just cruising. So, yeah, we're excited about the amount of rain. For us, it's exhausting. It's a blessing and a curse, of
Right.
course, being in the roofing industry. So it brings in a
your
ton
industry,
of work.
unfortunately, people don't think about it until this time, right?
You wouldn't believe how many. I'd say we're probably 40% of the amount of calls that we got of these emergency calls coming in were customers. We've already been at their houses. We've already given them estimates. We've already told them what's coming. And and I always say, so you're gonna wait until something bad happens, right? And they're like, probably. And then we get the one customer. They had clear leaks, and I'm like, this is definitely leaking. I don't know, who knows the reasons why they didn't choose to do anything and stuff. And then it texts me, and the first thing in the morning, and the drywall's dropped on the ground because it filled up his attic. I don't think he thought it was as serious as it was or something. But yeah, so the drywall comes down and it's all over the floors and it's just a mess, and it's like, so I send someone out there right away to tarp it until we can get to it. But which we usually, if we do a tarp or something, we're there within a day or two or something like that, But yeah, it's like, oh man, those are rough. But now he's got drywall and so many other issues.
Well, we always talk about, I mean, what's up North County? We like to promote, help, and focus on locals, local business, local people. And you're born and raised here, right?
Born and raised in Atascadero, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me about growing up here in the North County, for somebody that's not,
Oh gosh, we're gonna go right to politics. I'm not just kidding.
I mean, do
kidding.
you ever find yourself like telling stories? I mean, because I
All the
don't know
time.
about you, but when I was a kid, it was completely different than what it is now.
That's what I meant by politics.
and people literally think I'm lying. And
It
it's
was
like,
heaven, Randy. I mean, it was heaven. You could grow up real. I mean, as a real human. There wasn't all this crazy stuff that we live in now, all the restrictions. There was a lot of what we call freedom, right? You had the freedom. I tell stories all the time because my parents and a lot of my friends and family still live in an area that's really close to the riverbed. And we grew up on the weekends, all the dads and stuff in the area, we'd all go to the riverbed. They'd chop up all the dead trees. They'd keep it clean. They'd keep the trails clean. Any trash that's down there from whoever, hoonigans or whatever, would clean it all up. And that was just a routine. And then one day, the iron bars came through and the whole riverbed's cut off and no one can get vehicles down there and stuff. Now it's this huge overgrown mess, and there's homeless people everywhere. There's tarps and tents and 4-foot stacks, pyramid stacks of cans, from the eating. And, of course we feel bad for them and stuff like that, but there's nobody cleaning any of that stuff up. And the river comes up, clears it all out every year. And then, I still ride down the riverbed, so I still get, my Jeep and cruise around up and down the riverbeds or whatnot. And those tarps are wrapped around trees and in the soils. It's a mess down there. I mean, it's a total mess. And now I think it was like they wanted $2 million. I don't know if it's Patso or whoever wanted like an insane amount of money to go down there and do a full cleaning and cleansing of the riverbed and get rid of trees and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, we used to do that for you. And if you open it back up and let us go down there and use it, I get people are going to abuse it, but they're going to abuse anything. And that's a certain amount of people that you're never going to stop doing that. But why stop the 95% of people that want to go use nature? I mean, isn't it nature? Isn't that what we're supposed to have for us anyways? But Atascadero as a once, before the stoplights and traffic. And I got a big question, actually, that I'll get your take on this one. When I grew up as a kid, the first thing I know is, we live in a town with 27,000 people on it. Now that it's just so packed and it's chaos and it's just, it is what it is, it still says 27,000 people. Do you know how that is possible?
no. I mean, you can go anywhere at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and it's traffic bumper to bumper.
Yep.
It's a mess.
When everybody comes here from the cities, they're all like, "Oh, this is heaven." I'm like, "Huh? Wait, what?" You try to explain to them what it was.
It really,
but it is.
mean, we still do. We still
Yep.
live. The North County, I always say, is like that little gem of California.
Absolutely.
When you go out of the area, you actually have to kind of defend yourself and
Yep.
tell them, okay, listen, where I'm from, where we're from, it's not like what you see,
Yeah.
on California TVs or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
So,
We are incredibly blessed to be here. I mean, there's literally nowhere else that's as good as this place. I mean, we've got. I always tell people every 10 minutes you have a different city with different identities, right? There's a whole different scope of land around here. Every 10 years, different cities. From college towns to ag. 20 minutes that way it's ag. 20 more minutes that way from Itasca to El Paso, you're in the ocean.
Right.
Then you go to college areas. Then you go more south, but. It's like there's anything you want around here. And of course, if it's a hot day, you run to the beach, If you want heat, then you come here. It's really random. We have a lot of options here, and we're very blessed to be here. All the bad we can talk about this area,
right.
It's really, we're nitpicking
Oh
on
no,
that.
we're like I said, we are blessed to live in like you said, heaven in the area of where we choose to live. So
Absolutely.
and it's important when people know that somebody's local, like yourself,
Right.
1776 Roofing and Gutters, and you have that local family. I mean, you got roots here, so people know that you're not like the flyby coming in from town.
Yep.
You're not a transplant.
Yeah.
You're born and raised. You know the area, and you know what people need.
Right. And we know, speaking of shingles and all that kind of stuff too, back there, we know what shingles work best in this area. There's good shingles and bad shingles for weathers, all the stuff. So we
really? There's
have
different
that.
ones?
Oh yeah. So there's main 5-6 manufacturers that do all the different kind of brands of shingles, right? Some the tar strips start pulling off early. Some are not good for flexibility. Some are really thick, but the shingle grit falls off them, So you really got to know your shingles so that way you can figure out what's best per city around here.
So how do you get your training? Like, I mean, I know you're real big into education and kind of knowing your business and
Right.
Where do you get your training for like the products that you're using?
So the manufacturers actually do an insane job on making sure everybody's up to par on their shingles. For example, April, we have another big thing for GAF in April where I'm going up, and it's a 3-day training. And so you go up there and you just get training all day, every day. And then you get to bring that down and do trainings with your guys and, keep everybody up to par. And then online. Online, again, blessing and a curse. But you can go online and there's so many independent places now that are testing all the shingles. And then they're doing the same thing that I know of. They're testing it for all this, testing this one, and they put them all up against each other. And you get to see the results on all that kind of stuff too.
So can somebody when you go and visit a client, potential client, you're checking them out, you can tell whether or not their tiles or their shingles are like the good stuff or the crappy.
Yeah, you can tell right away. It's a funny fact, but I can go out to a 35-year-old roof with a great old school shingle because they almost used to, if they haven't been replaced yet, most of those are really good shingles, and we can extend those things another 10 to 15 years most likely in those cases, where you can go to a roof at 15 years and it's already gone. Once a month we're replacing a roof within 8 to 12 years because they bought the cheapest shingle they can, and it's on a thin roof, let's say mobile home or something like that, right? The attic doesn't have enough ventilation, and now it's getting heat from both sides, and it just tears the shingle up. The shingles aren't built the way they used to be, Randy. They used to be really nice and thick, last a long time. Now they're so thin, they just don't last very long. So it doesn't take much. Heat just destroys them, and the number one killer is temperature change when they're flexing from temperatures, because we've got that. A lot of areas around here have that 30, 40 degrees per day difference, and that just tears up roofs too. They don't have enough asphalt with enough flexibility to, move with the weather.
Tell me about Roof Max. How does Roof Max fall into the 1776 roofing and gutters?
So we are 1776 roofing and gutters. Anything roofs, anything gutters. And then our biggest seller the last probably year and a half right now is with Roof Max is the screens. Permanent filters. Put them on there one time, that's it. The only thing ever going through your gutter again is water. 50-year warranty on it, stainless steel, nothing sticking to it, nothing's getting there, not even the shingle grits going through there. Roof Max aligns with us perfectly. We have solutions for everything. So I know you call a roofer. For example, there was a handicapped gentleman in Los Osos 2 weeks ago. He's had all these bids to replace his whole roof and stuff, and I go out there and I love you'll hear me say it all the time. Why do you want to replace your roof? I want them to tell me. It's like, why? Well, because everybody says I have to replace it. It's at the end of its life because it's the old tar and gravel, but you can see the tar, and it's drying and cracking and stuff. And it's like, no. We'll come out here. We'll clean the heck out of this thing. We'll put a new layer of silicone on there. It comes with a 40-year warranty. You're probably looking at 20 years where you never have to even think about this thing. And if you do down the road, you just get, let's say it starts opening up because all of them are going to do it, whether it's new or whatever coating you put on there. And you just touch it up, you do it every, 20 years or something like that. You don't have to replace your roof. It's perfectly fine. The new products that are out there. So on flat roofs, you've got your silicones. On metal roofs, you can clean them. So we can take the dirtiest, ugliest metal roof and put a cleaning solution on that thing, which is all natural. It's basically hydrogen peroxide, so it can get on your plants and pets, all that kind of fun stuff, and not hurt it. But we can clean stuff and put new seals on it. So we rejuvenate all roofs, So our specialty is really asphalt roofs, but we have a rejuvenation for all roofs. Tiles are great roof. You got to keep up on your underlayment and keep up on your seals. That way you don't get no surprise, and those are great roofs too. But Roof Max is just one of those things. It's just like the king of all those preservatives for everything. Silicone too. They're both amazing products, but yeah.
What's the percentage you think? I mean, and this is a guesstimate of people that say that they need a new roof. They're getting your second opinion, maybe. That you sit there and tell them that your roof is fine, and you can just use this lesser expensive method to give your roof a little bit more life.
I'd say closer to 80%.
Really?
So closer to 80%. A lot of people like to prejudge, I guess, or whatnot. And I get there and they go, look, we know we need a new roof. We know we got to replace it. We just thought maybe we'd ask, Because they see the fiberglass, so they start seeing some shingle gray. They see the fiberglass, they're missing a shingle, and they go, it's over. We need a new roof. Which before Roof Max, correct. You can still replace a couple things, but it'll still fall apart. What keeps it from falling apart from that point on is the Roof Max, that rejuvenation. Again, it's like a sponge on your sink that's been used and abused, and it's old, and it's all dried up and curled. Once you put it back in water, it hydrates, and it's ready for work, and it's going to work fine.
So is Roof Max, are they the pioneer of this product?
Yeah, so where's my numbers here? It was in the early 50s. There was roofers on the East Coast, Florida, and they were using something close to a diesel fuel that were doing the same thing. Because, all roofers throughout time have been like, hey, there's got to be something I can put on this roof to stop it from aging. It's a very expensive roof. You already bought it. Why do we want to tear it off and put a new one on there? That's one heck of a process. So they were doing it. It obviously got shut down for governmental reasons, right? So you've got flammable material going on a roof, and of course that smells probably not the best thing for your neighbors. So that got shut down. Ever since then, the same family down the road ended up finding the soybean oil. So basically soybean oil, they knew it had helping properties for a while. And then, but it was too expensive. Now that soybean oil is manufactured in the amount that it is now, it got it affordable, to be able to spray such an amount on the roof. And then they do their other formulas too. They oxygenate it right before it hits the roof and stuff too, so it can penetrate deeper. So they started that in Florida. They worked their way up to Ohio, and then they took it to Ohio State University. They did all the studies on it, and that's where it went big. That's where Shark Tank got involved. So Shark Tank, they'll kind of tell you some of the biggest things that happen on Shark Tank is that happens before it hits the TV. So Roof Max was never on the TV portion of it. They had to do a lot of patenting and testing and all that kind of stuff beforehand. Came back rebranded, and now it's over 800 cities all across the nation. So it'll be in every city pretty soon. But we are the pioneers. We're the only big face doing it. There's going to be competition down the road when patents run out and all kinds of stuff. There's another product out of Canada that's a sealer, and you put it on there, you spray it, it kind of seals the roof. But in our temperature changes here, everything moves so much, it just pops those seals right away. And you're not supposed to seal your roof. You can't seal your roof. A roof has to breathe. And so that's going to cause all your sheeting inside to dry out all your wood and stuff, So, yeah.
Well,
a little
awesome.
bit about it.
Well, very cool. Well, it's a great place to be. So let's take a break real quick, Joey, and we'll be back to the Morning Brew. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Oh, hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click on the little dinger there. Make sure you guys follow everything that we're doing here. And we're sitting here talking with Joey Schneider, 1776 roofing and gutters. So as we just come out of this big storm, probably going into another one, now's the time to give you a call. How do they reach you? Is it better to email, text, call?
Anything. The biggest thing that we pride ourselves on is customer service, because we know a lot of people are going away from that right now, and I know how important it is to me. Randy, I honestly hang up on a lot of I called the old American West tire store a couple days ago looking for tires, and they used to always answer. Now is the phone thing? Can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, we pride ourselves on customer service. So either me or Rhiannon, someone's going to answer that phone at all times.
And I think that is really important. I mean, you just hit it right there on the head.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you call into anywhere, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's some sort of AI, some sort of automated, assistant.
Right.
That you're just literally just saying, hey, I just want to talk. Are you guys open?
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. Yes or no. That's it.
Yeah. We get a lot of work that way too. People call and say, you're the only ones that are answering their phone, and I'm like, well, I mean, that's why we do it. It matters to people. It matters. And so, but yeah, 805-900-1776. So that's the way to get a hold of us. You can email us. You can, anyway. But calling the phone number, I mean, that's the easiest, quickest way, And
I'm assuming that you guys are, somebody calls in, you're a few months out probably from getting to them, right?
No, we have a large territory. So we're out of Atascadero, but we go all the way to Santa Cruz and all the way down to Santa Barbara. And so we do everything in between on the coast. I don't want to go to Fresno. I don't want to go to Bakersfield. We denied all those areas. We love our territory. Again, it's a blessing to work that territory. So we have a large crew, so we can get to anybody pretty quick. We do put a little bit, so if someone calls in an emergency, we're going to get you either same day or pretty quick if there's an actual emergency or something like that. As far as putting on new roofs, we're anywhere from 3 weeks out to a month and a half, depending on where it's at and, the scope of the job. Roof max jobs are quick and easy, so we can knock those things out anytime. So right now it's the slower time of the season, even though it's raining, it's kind of it changes modes. You're probably a week and a half, somewhere in there, for the roof max stuff. But again, if you call and say my insurance company is going to, kick me out in 2 days, we got to get something done, we can be there. If you call and say, you're going to be leaving for 3 months, so we can work around people's schedule if and when need be.
So you do the insurance billing too then?
So insurance is huge right now, just like everything with insurance. People get letters saying, hey, we have no proof that you haven't put a roof on within 20 years. And so if we don't have proof, you have like 60 days or your policy's canceled.
I didn't know that it's something like that.
Oh, it's
so they're monitoring that.
We get calls every day with someone on the Central Coast here saying, I just got this letter. What do I do? I either need, if they're getting roof quotes, and so it's like, here, come over there and, give them all their options. So. But yeah, so we can come out there, we can rejuvenate the roof, stop any potential leak. So we know exactly what the insurance companies want at this point. We know what real estate agents want, all that stuff. So we can go out there, inform the customer, let them know their options. First and foremost, if it's a semi-aged roof, if it's really aged at all, I'd rather put a new roof on it every single time. But if that's not what's best for the customer, I work for the customers. And so I give them all their options and put prices on everything and give them my recommendations and then let them make the decision that's best for them, of course. So, yeah. But yeah, insurance thing, it's a huge thing.
I didn't realize that they're kind of
forcing people left and right. A lot of times, especially if we're at home shows or something like that, or you talk to people, how old's your roof, and it's like, just got a new one. Insurance said 90 days or 60 days or whatever, and it's like, oh man.
We were just talking about home shows before we went on, and the people that are going there, that are obviously homeowners, they're there searching, looking for people like you. What are some of the same conversations that you're having over and over with this variety of different people?
More education than anything, really, right? They all want to know prices, so get that out of the way. Education is key to know. For example, every single person being sold a 30-year roof, we're going to sell you the same 30-year roof, but we're going to tell you the expectation's 15 years on the roofs right now, right? So education, a lot of people have the tile roofs, and they go, oh, I don't need any help right now. I've got a tile roof. It's a 50-year roof or something like that. Okay, how old is it? 25 years. All right, you got a great roof. It's going to last a long time. When was the last time you had your seals replaced? And they go, oh, we've never had seals replaced. And I was like, let me show you a little picture. And I have a little picture right there. And it's the, just a plumbing vent that comes out, sticks out of your roof and stuff. I go, here's, the plumbing vents. This is the majority of them after age 15, and the seal around it is open, water trickling in, hits your plywood and rots everything out. So it's like, on an average tile house, it's probably $750, $800 to put all brand new seals around all your protrusions, and you do it every, 15 years. And then you're good to go. So and they go, oh, I didn't know that. And then you show them what happens if you don't, and then you got to pull the tile around the area, replace the plywood, and now you're into thousands of dollars. It's so quick and easy. Maintenance on roof and gutters is so quick and easy, and it's so cheap. And again, you got to do it every 10, 15 years, depending on your roof and stuff, where it's so incredibly expensive if you don't do it. I can't tell people enough about the education of getting free estimates and finding stuff before it goes bad. It's like a flat tire. If you got a tire getting lower and lower and lower and lower, you don't want to just let it go until something happens, because then it's going to cost a lot more money. It's going to tear up your fenders. You got to put new tires on, and you have one tire off or whatnot. So yeah, preventative maintenance is crazy important on roofs and gutters.
Now, Joey, talk to me about gutters and tell me about the different options with gutters these days. What's the new latest greatest?
Is it weird if I say I love gutters? I love gutters because they're so simple. Again, I say it all the time. They're sticks of aluminum. They're not going anywhere unless you're really right on the coast where you can get some material rotting out and stuff. They just last forever. They're so simple. You got to make sure it's got a little bit of a slope, of course. You've got to have your hangers in there that make it strong. And then you got to make sure they're clean so they can flow properly. If they don't flow properly, they'll overflow front and back. When they overflow black, they rot out your back. They rot out your fascia boards back there. Gutters are simple. There's really no change in gutters. I mean, it's been the same forever. You've got your half round, your fascia style, your K styles. We do more K style than anything. It's the basic gutter. It's the strongest gutter. And you got your 5 and 6 inch. Most people have been doing 5 inch forever. But now all this new construction came in, it really made 6 inch popular. And you can't tell the difference. I mean, no one's going to walk up to it and know the difference, but it holds so much more water. The 5 inch gutter drops to the bottom of a 6 inch gutter, and you got all that volume left. Depending, and I work with every customer, but depending on how much debris you have on your roof, is really what dictates 5 or 6. I don't do any price differences, so it's the price that I know everybody likes to charge more for 6, but we're running it out of the same machine. The material's not that much different, so it's just the same price. It's whatever's best for your home, So
you guys are making them too?
Yeah, we make all seamless gutters. Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Kidding.
So we install gutters all day, every day, and again, filters. That's the hot thing. I'm sure everybody's got quotes from the biggest filter people out there. It's the only name everybody really knows. Our filters are less than half the cost of those, and they're permanent, so they're going to last longer. So we take the weak parts of that filter, we strengthen it, and had it manufactured, and now we have a gutter or a filter that's a permanent filter. You literally put it on there one time, everything slides off your roof, slides off the filter, goes to the ground, except for water. You can put a garden hose on it. It's going right through the screen. Stainless steel mesh, so that's it. You put it on one time, and it screws on front and back. It locks that gutter, and you can almost walk on your gutter.
And you're talking about the screen that goes on the top part of the gutter, so then that way
Yep.
all the debris, leaves, all that stuff,
Yep.
which is the notorious part of stopping rotting gutters.
Right.
So you were able to put the screens on top of that.
Yeah, so it's a one-time fee. Put permanent gutters on there or permanent filters on your gutters. That's it. They'll work properly forever because the only thing ever going through there is water. You're never going to have to clean them. Everything's going to slide off your roof, slide out the filter, go to the ground. That's it. It's really one of those things that doesn't happen very often where you do it and you're good to go.
Does like the copper and all the different types of material, does that ever come into play?
Copper. Copper is a big one. So our product does not work on copper. You have to have, there's one other product that's out there that's vinyl, and that's the one that works for copper. That's the only thing you put on there because obviously the metals mesh and it looks, messes with the looks of the copper. So that's the only thing it won't work on.
Is that the reason why you don't do the mesh?
Yeah, so
for the copper?
aluminum, the body is aluminum front and back of our filters, and they aluminum doesn't go with copper. So basically the water takes the microscopic pieces or whatever happens with it, runs it down the front, and then the front stains and it turns that bright green and stuff like that. So it'll mess with the actual color and the finish of the copper. So copper gutters, no go on that one. We don't install copper gutters. We quit that. It's too unaffordable. It is just, literally, it was like we haven't sold one in 3-4 years. It's
and
they're so
there's so
expensive.
much more flimsier. For damage as you're producing them.
Yeah. Most people have switched to there's a copper coating, and it's only a couple of dollars
to give
per
it that
foot,
look.
and it gives it that perfect copper look for life, and it never goes off. It's a 50-year coating warranty for the color. I get people still want to go for copper to say it's copper and all that kind of fun stuff, but the price difference, it just makes the difference. It really makes your decision for you. It's unaffordable.
So you guys are doing like new construction too for gutters?
Yeah, we do everything. Yep, anything and everything gutters. Yep, and for the lifetime of your roof or your gutters, we do the annual inspections and we do it for you. So in other words, no matter what, we put the gutters on. I want to come out in 5 years to look. If your house is settling a little bit, if there was some minor earthquakes, we want to make sure none of those corners have opened. So, all those first 5 years after a product, you come out there and you look at it, it's fine, but you want to keep up on it and prevent it. Last thing I want to have happen is have a gutter corner open up and ruin someone's fascia board, and then they finally call me 10 years. I'm like, 10 years on new gutters with rotten, dang it. I feel like it'd be like my fault, So we do those annual inspections to make sure that doesn't happen to our customers. And customers love it. It's a peace of mind. You don't have to, when you go with 1776 on these products, you don't have to worry about it anymore. We're worrying about it for you.
How'd you come up with 1776?
Bringing quality back. So the world we live in is planned obsolescence, right? My grandma's VCR is still working today. The VCR I bought last year only lasted 3 months. It's just...
You bought a VCR last year?
No, analogies, but it was probably like 4 years ago because we have so many Disney stuff we wanted to have the kids watch. I was so excited. I was collecting those for when we had kids, right? And then we go to watch them and you got to deal with the VCR and all this kind of stuff. We bought one from Walmart. It didn't last 3 months. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Same thing as toasters. My mom has the old KitchenAid toasters and toasters from whenever. And we keep all this stuff because it works,
right.
It was built to last. And that's what 1776 is about. It's built to last. We want everything to last. We don't want to do all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff in all industries, and we know what those are, and we make sure that doesn't happen. We don't want that reputation that others have, right? So if we do something, that you're going to get a quality product and you're going to have someone backing that. And so 1776, everything was built to last, and everything was genuine. It was good handshakes. It was people answering their phone. And I don't like the new world, and it might be great. It might be the best thing for the world. I don't know. I don't like it,
Well,
as far as the
it sounds
AI
like
and all that stuff. So I like to keep it clean, keep it simple, keep everybody happy.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're not cutting corners. You want,
no corners
quality,
are cut around here.
Reliable longevity for your customers.
If you plan to stay in business around town, you have to have a reputation. You got to hold it up, and cutting corners is not going to get you a good reputation. So,
and we were talking about being local. That is, your bread and butter. You're the local person and your name, and people. And
we know everybody born and raised here. Yeah, it's and my wife Rhiannon, you know her. She runs the office. She's mostly answering the phone, and she's doing all the brain stuff in the background. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't last a day. But yeah, she knows everybody too. She ran the El Camino Vet Hospital for like 20 years. She's the front office gal. Everybody knows her. Everywhere we go, we know people between clients and her work. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, right on, Joey. We're going to take another break, and we will be right back with What's Up North County Morning Brew.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You can head on over to our website, whatsupnorthcounty.com. You can check out our sponsors. You can join the mailing list, so then that way we can contact you endlessly. Now, I promise you we won't do that, but we're sitting here chatting with Joey Snyder, 1776 Roofing and Gutters, and feel free to write some comments, questions for Joey. And so, Joey, we live in the North County, right? We've got the fair coming up, which we got a little news right now for our guests. We've got the open registration for commercial competitions for olive oil, wine, and spirits.
All right.
So, do you ever go to any of that kind of stuff or check those things out?
Not too much. First of all, one of my favorite things in life is that California Mid-State Fair. I am passionately attached to that thing. Just the childhood memories to now. Now I get to watch my kids do all the fun stuff. Love that thing. We're actually going to be there, so we're there every year. So we're going to have a booth in there. So I'm there a lot, every day. So many hours a day. I pop out of there for the concerts, and a couple days on the weekends to go do fun stuff with the kids. But yeah, I miss a lot of that stuff. When our friends are having the animal stuff going on, we'll pop out and go watch that kind of stuff. But I have not seen a lot of that stuff, a lot of those extra things. I'm always doing something else when I'm there.
Well, the fair, the California Mid-State Fair has changed. We talked about, the way the North County used to be.
Yeah.
The way we grew up, the way the kids are growing up now. The fair is one of those things, too, and it's so commercialized in the sense of, it used to be, when we were kids, you knew everybody.
Yep.
It's like, okay, kids, we got here, meet us here at 11 at the Bonanza, and adios.
Yep.
And you just run amok throughout the fairgrounds.
Yep.
Now those days, you wouldn't feel comfortable telling your kids to take off.
No, that parenting, that's a rough one, because it's like, I want to let my kids do the things I got to do, but
Right?
it's a different world.
Oh, yeah.
And explaining that is not there, because, like my daughter, she'll hit me up. She's like, hey, you said you did all that, or you were doing that or something. Why can't? And I'm like, yeah, but yeah, it's different. And what's weird now is it's either we're getting really old, Randy, or things are changing fast. But sometimes whatever you're doing, it's like, hey, let's go to the water hole, or find people or something. And sometimes you're like, you only know a person or two, where you used to know every single person. And that's a great thing the fair is doing. It's for their benefit, of course. They bring so many people from out of the area in, which is obvious. There's a big draw to come here, of course. So, but yeah, no, I love the fair. It's amazing.
Well, you got Chris Stapleton opening up like the day before the fair even opens. This is, I think, their 80th year anniversary. So they're opening up, having a concert literally the day before the fair actually opens. Have they given you any information on how that's going to look for, if you're going to be a vendor, have they given you any information?
We've got the whole schedule, and Sabrina runs the event centers for at least the portions that the vendors and all that kind of stuff go through. She's amazing as far as keeping everybody up to date on anything. So it's like, before you even start thinking about it, she's got an email, detailing everything. It's simple. We're all going to be shut down. It's only certain things open. It's basically going to be right outside the concert. It's going to be open. They're going to be serving there. It's going to be a good time there. And can I say, am I going to be the only, if we can bring back tickets where you can show up and stand in a line,
right?
I would sit on my ice chest and sit there all day. I don't care how busy we are. We will make the time. Would I be the only one out there? Because everybody I talk to says, I'll go do that. It could just be a good old time.
You never got tickets.
No, again, and I've told the stories about me and our whole patch of friends were going to go try to buy the maximum, and we were buy 15 minutes early, did the whole time, and no one got a single ticket. And it's like, how, whatever. And then, but 15 minutes after, most people don't even know, you could go buy them. They were already reselling, all scalpers bought them all. They were already reselling them for triple the price all over online. It's like, can we get a chance where the locals can go to the local events? California Mid-State Fair, we're talking to you.
Right.
Can we do a certain amount of tickets where we can come and just sit? I don't care. That'd be great.
Well, a lot of people were disappointed. You saw that.
That's rough. We want to see them so bad.
And I know, obviously we both know a ton of people. And how many people of your friends that were going or wanted to go got tickets?
One out of everybody we know, one got 2 tickets. She didn't even max them out. Talking to you.
Well, some people didn't even get like the 2. They got 1. They literally got 1 ticket.
Yeah.
They wanted 2. They wanted 4. They got 1 ticket, and so now they have 1 ticket. Now they're scrambling, but it's like these bots and these whatever go in there and buy them all up, and then they turn around and sell them.
It was weird too, because like we were early in the queue, like we were the ones, because we're all text chaining, And it's like, I think we were the earliest ones on there, so we were right in there.
Wasn't
we got
there like
lucky,
something like
and still-
50,000 people or something
Yeah.
like that? Wasn't because you could see the
it
number
was insane.
bank, right?
We were at we started at like 900 and something. So we're like, we're golden. We didn't even worry about it because we're like, we're golden. We're gonna get I think it was 4 or 6. We're good. And then it kept do, and we're like, why is the number not going down? Why is the number not going down? So I don't know if they prioritize people buying each ticket. The bots know. Maybe the bots know that you have to buy one ticket and then more people can flush through, and it puts the big ticket buyers on hold, or whoever knows the rhythms there. But I know it didn't work for us.
So Joey, so we got 1776 roofing and gutters. You guys are local. You guys rehydrate shingled roofs. So if somebody's looking at potentially needing a new roof, somebody came in, gave them an estimate, said, hey, yeah, your roof's toast, get a second opinion, give you a call. It's free. Come out, check it out. Either say, yeah, no, you do need a new roof, or
Right.
no, we could sit there and spray this Roof Max, spray rejuvenation
Yeah.
onto the tile and give you another 5-10 years maybe.
Yeah. And I sit down with every customer and find out what's best for them, because ultimately, again, they're my boss, and if I treat them right, we're going to get referrals and get to continue on there. So I got to find out what's best. How long are you going to be in this house? If it's a permanent house, options might change. If they're like, hey, we're out of here in 3 years, then maybe the hydration's not best for you, right? Because it costs more money. Maybe a tune-up is the best thing for you, where we'll come out and we'll fix all the areas that are missing shingle, ridge cap cracked, and it needs new seals. Maybe we'll just take care of that stuff for you real quick. That's really cheap and easy. And then let's keep an eye on it. I'll come out once a year and keep an eye on it for 2-3 years until you sell the house. I tell people every day, I don't want you putting a lot of money into this roof if you're going to sell it pretty soon, because maybe someone else wants to put a metal roof on it. Maybe they want to put a tile roof on it. And if you go put a bunch of money on a big roof, that forces, you're making the decision for them. What if they don't want a white roof? What if they don't want a black roof? What if they don't want that green that you've always wanted? And now, it takes out a portion of your sellers, or your buyers. So if it's not right for you, and literally if you're about to sell the home, then there's a lot of times where I'll say, I don't, let's just do a tune-up, quick and easy, and then let the next person do it. Because really, when it comes to real estate, people are going to try to nickel and dime you on every house. Let the roof be the reason, right? And then that way you can be like, hey, I gave you some off on the roof. We're done there, So you can
Now,
use
do you
that as a
follow up
marketing
with
tool.
that, like after the sale, like the next
Yes.
buyer?
Yeah, we did it yesterday. So we had a person that we've been maintaining their roof. And so I went out there and said, hey, we're going to consider you already an existing customer because we're already working with this roof. Not only does our warranties, they transfer.
They do? They transfer over from owner
They do
to owner.
transfer, and this roof was a Band-Aid. The lady cannot afford a new roof, and so it's on Band-Aid status, And so I let them know, because you're already a customer. Anybody that's already a customer of ours for any of our services, you're going to get extra deals and stuff like that. We're going to be more than fair for you. And so I said, just let you know, if you do want to put a new roof on this thing right away, we'll be here for you, and we'll give you more than competitive prices and stuff to make sure that happens. And I feel like if we do our job right and we treat everybody fair and honestly, of course, every roof that we go to, no matter what, we feel like we should have a customer for life.
Joey, what are some of the things in the North County that that makes you smile, like you draw to, like restaurants or the zoo? I mean, what are some of the things that makes North County for you?
I almost want to say adventure in a sense. From dirt bike riding, whether you like it or not, or whether it's illegal or not, or whatever. Taking your razors, to the riverbeds. Oceano dunes, going to Pismo dunes, doing those. That's an amazing time. Horseback riding, all the trails, all the activities. Lakes are, we're lake rats. We love the lake. But really, I'd say year-round, what me and the wife do the most is concerts. There is an amazing amount of concerts, and we love everything from California reggae to country. Anything country. If there's a country concert around, we're going to be there unless we're busy or out of town or something like that. But we were at one Sunday night. I drove back from Ventura. We had a home show down there. Changed, boom, off to Slow Brew Rock for a concert. And,
Who played there?
Denim's Cali reggae. They are amazing group, young kid with an insane talent. It's kind of like Sublime kind of music, Really upbeat, fun stuff, but his voice and his talent's just unbelievable.
Well, you talk about the concerts. I mean, you got the Pig Iron, right here in
Yep.
town. You
Yep.
got Barrel House. They have their shows there, their concerts there, the stage there. They're building that new Barrel House out there on Creston Road.
Yeah.
You got Ravo Wines. You've got all these different music venues, from just a small stage to, to Vina Robles, which is a full
City
concert.
State Vina,
venue.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, those are great times. And again, when you know so many people everywhere you go, it just makes it even more fun. And so, I mean, even if it's a concert we don't really want to go to, or maybe we don't like that artist, or we've seen him 1,000 times, you still go for the experience of the Central Coast. And it's all the good people on the Central Coast that come. But yeah, beaches, as you know, we go to the beaches all the time. So we're at Port St. Louis a lot. We would have been there Sunday with our buddies, but I was working. But yeah, we pulled the motorhome right there and sit above the dog beach, and you get to watch all the dogs and
Hang out.
watch everybody play, and then you can see the kids right there in front of the whole world of the Central Coast right in front of you when you're out there in Port St. Louis. We love that place.
Awesome. Well, right on, Joey. Let's take another break, and we will be right back to the Morning Brew.
My name is Jennifer Borhone Wescombe.
And I'm Haley Wescombe from Borhone Auto Center. Borhone Auto Center is a family-owned and operated GMC dealership. We are your go-to dealership for quality vehicles. With a vast inventory and personalized service, we are here to make your purchase seamless.
Whether it's a luxurious Yukon or a rugged Sierra, we have the perfect ride for you. Come see us today to experience the Borhone family difference. We are located on the corner of Highway 46 East and Golden Hill Road in Paso Robles.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
Back to the Morning Brew, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe and follow us on all of our different platforms. I want to thank Joey Schneider here, for being a sponsor and partaking in our crazy journey that we're doing here.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on and sharing a little bit of the information with our viewers of 1776 Roofing and Gutters.
Absolutely.
And once again, how do they get a hold of you? What's your number?
805-900-1776. 805-900-1776.
That's an easy one to remember.
Yep.
So-
We got lucky getting that number. We searched high and low, and we were so excited.
And free estimates.
Free estimates. You have nothing to lose. Don't be scared. We don't do high pressure sales. We come, we educate you, and if and when the time is right, we love to earn your business.
Awesome. Joey, thanks for coming on,
Thanks,
man.
Randy.
It's always a pleasure, man, chatting with you, catching up.
Yeah.
And look forward to going to see some jobs and checking out these gutters and this roof.
All right.
The spray-on roof stuff that you guys are doing. Appreciate it.
We're excited.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County. We appreciate you guys. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, Premier Ag, Trailer Barn, Story Termite and Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, Templeton Heating and Air, and of course, 1776 Roofing and Gutters. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep, that's me. It didn't start this way. Most problems don't. They start with things you notice, but put off. You make a few small decisions. By the time everyone else notices, it's usually too late to call the right people. Experience matters. Call 1776 Roofing for gutters and filters done right.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentek's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.